For the past week, NBC6 has been bringing you profiles of some of the community's top high school football players, and it's all part of our National Signing Day coverage celebrating South Florida's future stars. And time is running out for those seniors who still have to make a decision. Joe Rose introduces us to one of those players now. Joe?
Thank you, Jackie. We're now less than a day away from one of the biggest events in college football. Hundreds of players getting ready to sign scholarships tomorrow, including one of the top wide receivers in Florida. He's a state champion with size and speed. Meet Jordan Cunningham.
I'm Jordan Cunningham, wide receiver from University School. I'm down to FSU, Vanderbilt, Stanford, and Miami. My dad had me write down like the pros and cons for each school. You go through all that and it's a lot easier to make a decision. Just to have offers and the opportunity to go to college, have my education paid for it, it's just a great opportunity. The first fan mail that I got, it was crazy. I was like, are they serious right now? Down here in South Florida, we take pride in competition. I take pride in having ambition. No matter what's in your way, you should still have the goals to be successful no matter what. I'm pretty determined, just trying to have a positive influence, be a positive influence to others around me. All the hard work, it paid off, and I'm just ready to announce it, and I'm excited for the future.
He is a great player. Cunningham is set to announce his college decision tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. on national TV. One of 10 University School football players to be signed.
The Watkins Award is a prestigious award, and they locate and try to recognize the top scholar athletes in the country. And they go from the top athletes in the country, and they break it down to who has the best GPA, community service, and overall character.
Because as you know, we nominate the great athletes, but it's those individuals that are cream that rise to the top for the character, scholastic aptitude, and the things that they do off the field. And so Dr. Gammon put together this process, this curriculum that these individuals had to be a part of in order to show our committee that they deserve to be part of this Watkins family. We're extremely excited about his future. As Dr. Gammon said, would it be sufficient for us to come here and say congratulations for all that you've done? Certainly. But really, the passion that we have and the sacrifice that we make as an organization, we do it because we're assembling what we consider to be the hope for the future. So before we bring you one of the newest members to the 2013 class of the Watkins Award, Mr. Jordan Cunningham.
It's good to recognize the scholar athlete, and it's okay to be academically strong and athletically strong at the same time.
Though I'm the proud dad, and I'd like to believe that my son is the only one of his kind, I'm sure that they're out there in the district. There are other Jordan Cunninghams waiting for development, waiting to take the opportunity to be as big as he has become. And they're in the 10th grade right now, and we need to find them now and develop our leaders, develop our coaches, develop our teachers. The superintendent, Runcie, mentioned he's buying into it. Develop a team of people to go out there, find these guys, develop them, and put them in a position to influence other students throughout the district.
The basic target audience was really spelled out quite well in a book called A Hope in the Unseen by Ron Susskind. And there he talked about a community, in particular Washington, D.C., whereby individual students, young black students, basically represent those folks who have no regard whatsoever for higher education or schooling at all. They have a negative opinion in school. They're individuals who really don't have it going on. They're not people who really represent their communities. It's that target audience that I'm after. So if you want to look at it that way, you might say, okay, they are the fish. They're the people we're after. Now, with regard to the bait, in this regard, I know it's kind of unusual to think of it that way, but people like Jordan Cunningham really represent our bait. In other words, Jordan is one of those people who is a superior, excellent athlete, and all the men who were considered for this award were excellent athletes. But yet Jordan was selected not because of his athleticism, thereby eliminating athleticism as a discriminating variable. Jordan was selected because of his character, because he's already shown a commitment to helping individuals, because he's already indicated by his own behavior that he's committed to doing well academically, and he has all of his marbles lined up correctly in that regard. Because of who he is as an individual, then we can use his athleticism as the bait. I often say that you don't go over to a place where the fish are and say, come here fish, jump on my fishing rod here so that I can go ahead on and wheel you in and put you in a frying pan and eat you. You don't catch fish that way. You catch fish by giving something in front of them that they are attracted to, that they feel that is going to be worth their while. In this case, the one thing we do know of those same individuals in Southeast Washington and Baltimore, Maryland, and all these other cities around the nation, all of these individuals have this low regard for education. They may not think very much of schooling, but the one thing they do think a lot of. They think a lot of superior athletes, and they try to mimic their heroes, those people who are superior athletes. And so what we're doing is this. We're using the superior athletics that these individuals represent, such as Jordan, as the bait to go ahead and attract the attention of those individuals who have a low regard for school. And so we want Jordan to go ahead and be the superior athlete that he is. We want these individuals in these other communities, these young boys, these young black boys, to go ahead and look up to and try to mimic the Jordan Cunninghams of the world. But while they're trying to mimic Jordan, while they're being attracted to the bait, we want Jordan then to hook them on academics. In other words, okay, if you want to be like me, sure, you can play ball like me, but here, look at this other part of me that you also have to deal with. I am one of the smartest black men in this nation. I'm sorry, I'm one of the smartest men in this nation, and I just happen to look like you. And so to the extent that we can go ahead and get young individuals to get attracted to Jordan, to be hooked on the fact that he's such a great athlete, then we expect Jordan then to go ahead on and hook that person on the fact that if you're to be like me, you also have to have character. You also have to have these other attributes that are valuable. You have to have do these other things that we think are also important. And so that's the analogy we're trying to draw. That's the hookup we're trying to make. To go ahead on and have individuals who want to mimic Jordan, mimic his athleticism if you can. Go ahead on and worship him as a great athlete if you will. But you cannot look at a Jordan and not also see that this man is one of the smartest men you ever want to meet. And by the way, had a 3.8 GPA coming out of high school.
A lot of kids our age think that it's just cool to be athletically talented and put all our eggs in one basket for the NFL. But being myself as a role model, I think that athletically and academically, I can influence other young high school athletes to do well in the classroom.